Welcome aspiring homeowners. Today we're going to be diving into the crucial part of property valuations and diving into how to assess the value of a property. Whether you're buying or selling, understanding this process is so important. It ensures a fair deal for all parties. Let's explore the ins and outs together. The first section is all about lender valuations. Lender valuations is an assessment conducted by the mortgage lender that you are proceeding with for your mortgage. This is put in place for the lender to decide what the value of the property is. These valuations are typically brief and they really focus on confirming the value of the property to ensure that it is considerable collateral for the mortgage. While mortgage lenders' valuations do provide a baseline assessment, they may not uncover all of the issues within the property. We've seen so many examples of this. Section 2 is all about private surveys. Private surveys offer a more comprehensive level of searches on a property. This looks at the property's condition and value. These surveys are conducted by independent surveyors hired by the buyer and will provide a detailed insight into the property and its structure. This looks at the structural integrity, the condition of the property, and any potential issues that will arise. While a private survey will come at an additional cost to you as the buyer, they can uncover a whole heap of issues, which is going to help you make an informed decision on purchasing that house or not. This is particularly useful for older properties. Now, some of you may say, I'm just going to go for the lender's option. It comes at no extra charge in most scenarios, and what's the worst that could be wrong with the property? We've seen so many nightmare stories. We've seen situations where people have instructed a private survey and found ridiculous structural problems with the property that they weren't able to observe when actually physically viewing the property. This was also missed by the mortgage lender who was willing to offer terms on that property. The surveyor basically turned around and said that that property would not be standing within 20 to 35 years. That would have been an expensive mistake to make. The particular survey that this client had instructed on the property was under £700 and ended up saving them about £200,000 in potential future damages on the property. We've also had the other side of it where a client has not instructed a private survey, moved into the property and discovered later on down the line all these issues cropping up. Structural issues are expensive to fix, and let's be honest, not many of us have £50,000 to £60,000 sitting around to fix ridiculous structural problems with a property. This is the last thing you want when moving into your new home. This is the one product that we really push all our clients to have, because the last thing we want is a phone call from them years down the line saying a big issue was found, because at that point there's nothing we can do about it. The final section is on snagging reports. Snagging reports is essentially a private survey for new build properties. It's a little bit different to private surveys, which is why I've given it its own section, as it's dedicated for new build properties. The report is there to identify any defects or issues with the property's construction, finishes, or fittings. These reports are essential for ensuring that you're moving into the property you believe is of a higher spec. This report ensures that it actually meets your standards. This means that the builders will address any issues prior to completion, which means when you move into your new house, all the issues have been resolved. While it does incur an extra charge, at very least snagging reports provide a peace of mind before moving into your new property. It will ensure you're moving into a high quality home that doesn't have any defects. Just for context, one of my colleagues in the office ran a snagging report on his own first home. This came back with over 180 defects. That means it would have been 180 things he would have had to sort himself if he hadn't paid for the report. Hopefully if you did it, there would be slightly less issues, but again, there's no guarantees when buying a first home, especially when it's a new build. Congratulations, you now have a valuable insight in what a property valuation is, whether that's the lenders, the private, or even the snagging report. By understanding all of these, you can now assess the true value of a home and also make informed decision as a first-time buyer. If you found this video useful, I think you'd benefit from understanding the conveyancing process, which is on your screen right now. Remember, knowledge is power in the world of home ownership. I'm here to ensure that you have the smoothest first-time buyer transaction possible.